SeatGeek, take one.
Good afternoon.
Okay, that's
Hey,
been
hold
the
on,
worst start yet.
Hold
That
on.
has really been the worst one.
Hold on.
Are you getting some more summer ale?
Mm-hmm.
It is good, though. It's
Yeah, it's good. Okay. All right, here we go.
SeatGeek, take 3.
Hello, Htwow listeners. You are about to listen to episode 10, the historic 10th episode of High Tea with Old Waver. But before we get to the tunes and all of the fun banter that you no doubt tune in to hear between Toby and myself, we want to talk to you about SeatGeek, because SeatGeek is the sponsor of this show and also the sponsor of the Blowout Podcast Network. If you are a fan of music, which certainly you are, or sports, which maybe you are, SeatGeek is something that you need to keep in the back of your mind, something that you need to bookmark anytime you want to go to a show or a game. They are the place that you need to check when you want to buy a ticket. Let me tell you a personal anecdote. I don't know if this is legal, Toby, but I actually used our code for myself.
I think it's legal.
You know, because sometimes like they have those like Publishers Clearinghouse will have the rules that you can't win if you're a family member of an employee of Publishers Clearinghouse.
Right. But I think this is okay. So you use this.
Yes.
For what?
Okay, so I'm going to Boston in June, and I wanted to go see a Red Sox game.
Have you ever been to a game at Fenway?
Never been to Fenway. I've only been to Boston for like half a second, so I was really excited. Can't wait to go to Fenway.
You know that I've done this.
You've been to Fenway.
And guess what I used?
SeatGeek?
I used SeatGeek. This was before we had the code.
This was before internet?
Before I could illegally use the old waiver code.
Really?
But yeah, 2 years ago, I went to see the Astros play the Red Sox at Fenway.
Holy crap. Well, I'm going to see the White Sox play the Red Sox, and I found some seats right behind the first base dugout.
Sox.
I found seats right behind the first base dugout that were exactly the vantage point that I was looking for, exactly the price point that I was looking for. They had a good value grade on the SeatGeek calculator, showed you that, yes, these are a good deal. And I plugged in the code, Old Waver, and I got $20 off my order. Can you believe it?
That's so amazing. There's not a bad seat in Fenway, but it's nice to see what you're going to be seeing.
Yeah, you can see the seat view. You can totally,
it's weird.
You can totally have an absolute idea of exactly what you're going to get, and we want you to get $20 off of whatever show, whatever game you want to go see. Just go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app. Go to the settings, add a promo code, enter the promo code OldWaver, OLDWAVER. Did I spell it right? OLDWAVER.
In my head, you put a couple more A's in there, but I think
WAAVER.
We've had a few drinks. It's just Old Waver.
Yeah, it's just Old Waver. You can spell, but go.
But without the I.
Yeah, there's
it's
no.
It's not a waiver like
that.
No,
it's not like you're signing away your rights in a waiver. It's like New Wave.
It's like New Wave with an ER.
With an R.
OLDWAVER.
Yes, so if you enter Old Waver, you will get $20 off of your first purchase. No lie. Whatever you want to go see, whether it's a Ranger game, whether it's a show at whatever the hell Starplex is called this summer, it doesn't matter. If you want to go see a show, go to SeatGeek first, see the best selection of seats, see exactly what you're going to get, and enter the code OldWaver to get $20 off today.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's in some Android thing. I don't know.
What's the Google Play Store?
I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass, but let me get to the point that I was trying to make.
Man, you're Internet Dave. You should know what all this is.
Don't fact check me while I'm riffing.
I can't help it.
Places I go make me feel tongue-tied. Like you see how people look down there on the inside. Here's where the story ends. People I see weary of me, showing my good side. Like you see how people look down, I'm on the outside. Here's where the story ends. Here's where the story ends. It's that little souvenir of a terrible year, which makes my eyes feel sad. But I never sit it sad. The books that you read were all I loved you for. It's that little souvenir of a terrible year, which makes me wonder why. And it's the memories that you shed that make me turn red. Surprise, surprise, surprise.
Surprise!
Lazy and
It's the April episode of High Tea with Old Waver, Htwow. We're so glad you're back. Or maybe it's your first time. I don't know.
Don't you love that song?
God, it's the best. We ruined it, but it's the best. God bless you, Sundays. God bless you, Harriet Wheeler. Will they ever get back together?
Did I ever, have we discussed when I read that article about him in the American Way?
Maybe you did. Not on the pod, but
Oh, yeah,
in
that's what I mean.
life.
Yeah, like they, somebody tracked him down. You know the American Way.
Right.
When you're American Airlines, some flight, I was flying to Roswell for a Calhoun
Oh, yeah.
recording, and I read in the is it called American Way?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
right? They tracked him down, and remember they kind of quit because I think that they just wanted to raise their kids.
Yeah, she got knocked up or something.
Yeah, and the kids are grown. So when they called them, they were like, yeah, well, the kids are gone now, so we're thinking about doing stuff. But that was about 3 years ago, and I haven't heard a thing.
Well, let's book them on the show.
Next up, Sundays.
This is a very important episode. I don't know if you realize this, Toby, but we, as a podcast, and, you know, podcasts come and podcasts go. There's a new podcast every 5 seconds in the world.
Not like this one.
This is our 10th edition. Episode number 10. We are officially into double digits, bro.
We are. What did you get me?
I got you some Freaky Deaky.
Oh, yeah. Let's just talk about the beer right away.
Yeah, we again have learned from our past mistakes and the lessons of podcasts past. And we slammed a beer before we started our first official show beer. And we always start with my beer. This, by the way, is, as you probably know, a beer swap and a song swap. I bring a beer, Toby brings a beer, I bring 3 songs, Toby brings 3 songs. And this time I brought a selection from Highlands Brewery.
Another Belgian triple. You love the
I
Belgian
love the
triple.
Belgian triple. Well, because I like to get strong beers that'll get us pretty schnockered.
Well, this one is strong. This
It's
is
10%.
Jeez. Was this another? This wasn't another stop at Buc-ee's on the way.
No, I remembered to pick it up yesterday. I went to Total Wine and spent a good 15, 20 minutes
Where'd you get
up and down the beer aisles.
What is Total Wine?
Total Wine and More. It's like a Specs type place in Dallas.
But they serve beer at Total Wine.
Well, I mean, it's Total Wine and More, which
a-
includes beer and liquor.
But to be fair, it's a little misleading.
It is. But yes, Highlands Brewery, which is from North Texas somewhere. and it's their Belgian triple, which is called Freaky Deaky. And I've had it on draft, but this was the first time that I saw it in a can, and so I grabbed it. It's one of those that it's so strong they only sell it in a 4-pack.
It's really strong, you can tell.
Yeah.
Do they always have a monk on the? Is that a monk?
I don't know. I've got it in the Yeti. Let me
Here, we'll look at.
let me unscrew the Yeti. Yeah. It's a monk who is pulling his habit or his robe. Is it a habit when it's a monk, or is that just a nun?
A habit?
A nun's habit.
Is that her dress is called a habit?
Yeah.
I've never heard that. Are you? Yeah, we.
I'm Catholic,
bro.
bro.
You talked about. Jeez, you just yelled right at my face. My face part. All right, so his habit.
So I don't think it's.
Monks have robes.
Monks just have robes, yeah. So, but he's facing away from you, and he's pulling his robe to the side, and he's got some thigh-high stockings and a high heel, a pink high heel.
Yeah, and also he's slightly looking back playfully.
Yeah, kind of looking over his shoulder. Like, so he's...
Oops, what did I... There's a draft.
So he's a Belgian monk who's a little freaky. And he's on Freaky Deaky.
Deaky.
It's good.
Deaky.
I almost went with a crazy sour, but I went with this because I knew I liked it.
It's good. I'm glad you didn't go with the sour because of what I'm bringing next. It's not a sour, but it would. This is better. This goes with it better.
Okay, good.
Well, good. Should we jump into a song, or should we talk about the big topic last show was Xymox? Yeah,
let's at least get into the Xymox show, because if you listen to the March episode of High Tea with Old Waver, we spent the latter third of the show playing songs from Clan of Xymox, or Xymox for short. And
what were they billed on the show? Was it?
They were billed as Clan of Xymox.
Okay.
And we promoted, out of the goodness of our heart, the charity of Htwow, we promoted the Clan of Xymox show at Curtain Club in Deep Ellum.
Absolutely, it was packed.
Yeah, so
and I
we had zero expectations.
They didn't thank us from the stage.
No,
they didn't. We didn't get free drinks.
They didn't comp our admission or anything.
Because I'm guessing it was packed because of us.
I don't know that it had anything to do with us, but I was blown away.
I was too, and you did have to buy drinks because someone listened and took advantage of what you promised.
Yes, we only had... So, on the last episode, I made the bold claim that if anyone went to the Clan of Xymox show and saw us and told us that they were there because of us, that I would buy their drinks. And we only had one person do so, superfan Lana.
I know, she's so nice.
She's so nice, and she goes to a million shows.
Yeah, if anyone deserves a drink at a show.
Yeah, she definitely supports music.
She will film some things. If you can't make the show, you can watch her. Is it usually on an Instagram thing?
Yeah, she posts a lot of stuff on Twitter, a lot of stuff on Instagram.
So it's nice.
So yes, she's a good friend of Htwow, and so she came up to us as we were refreshing our own drinks at the bar. And we bought her a drink, and we took a photo with her that looks ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because we were really, really trashed, but it was loads of fun.
I look so happy in that picture. And everyone knows I'm not really happy. But at that moment, super happy.
So we were pleasantly surprised, not only with the crowd, because it was nut to butt, inside and out, because Curtain Club has that little smoker's patio outside.
Right.
And so that was always jammed, even when the inside was jammed. And their big miscalculation was they didn't open the upstairs bar. I don't think they were expecting that kind of crowd for Clan of Xymox.
Yeah, sure. I'm guessing pre-sales weren't that much.
I don't know.
if they were, they would have definitely opened the upstairs bar. It was packed in there.
So on the podcast last month, we were worried because of the openers that were listed, and because it's been so long. We love Xymox of the 80s. We weren't sure what kind of scene they were going to be throwing down when we got there. And the openers did not give us too much hope. The one that was directly before them was god-awful, but then we came to find out that the singer was ill, and it was like their merch guy who was trying to sing.
It was their merch guy?
I don't know. It was their manager, their merch guy, or their roadie. I don't know who it was.
Yeah, because right away you did notice that she was the main part of the band, right?
Right, yeah. The whatever band they were. God, I can't remember their name, but
the keyboard, whoever was running everything, she was up front.
Yeah,
and it wasn't bad. It was...
No.
Gothy industrial stuff, and she had a cool thing about her, but the poor dude who had to step in and be the singer, he had sheets of paper reading the lyrics off.
He was a little doughy, and he had a music stand with fanned out pieces of paper with all the lyrics, and he was doing his best.
He did a good job, but that's tough to pull off. Industrial singer guy when you look like sixth grade social studies teacher, right?
Yeah, once we found out that he was subbing, we felt a lot different about what we were seeing, and we actually were proud of him, and we were supportive of him.
It was good.
Once we realized that wasn't really what they were supposed to sound like,
or mainly the look.
Yeah. So,
but
we weren't sure. We weren't sure if Xymox was going to bring their keyboards, or if they were suddenly going to be some Ministry industrial metal band. But goddamn, if they didn't bring exactly what we were hoping to see.
No drums.
Two dudes in the back rocking keyboards. A dude in the front playing the bass.
That looked like the guys on the keyboards were that perfect.
Like German,
bald, Belgian German synthesizer dudes,
right?
That look like they work out a bit, and they're just they had the look,
right? And they never have any emotion or expression on their faces,
right?
Yeah, and so then there was the dude in the front playing the bass, and
which he was weird. He
was kind of an odd man out.
He looked like he could have been in like a Guns N' Roses cover band at some point.
And then the main dude, and I still don't even know his name. We saw him on the street. Remember, we left the place that we were having dinner.
Yeah, they walked right
and
by.
he walked right by.
And then
Holy crap, that's
they
Xymox.
Turned the wrong way, because I was like, that's the Xymox guy. And then they went, Curtain Club was right across the street, and when they passed where the art bar used to be, they went right. Did you see that?
Yes.
And one of them had to grab him and go, no, dude, it's right here. It's right across the street. Can't you see all the Comic-Con people right across the street? Did you kind of think that a little bit?
It was a little bit dress up.
When we're kids, the goth thing, your goth... When people were at a goth thing, I never used to really dress up for goth stuff. I would just
wear black.
New wave, dude, same thing as always.
Effeminate black Toby.
Yeah, exactly. But you could tell that these people used to maybe dress like this all day, but not anymore. And they were dressing up for the night. So it kind of had a feel of a comic book, Dungeons Dragons, Comic-Con. Did you feel like that a little bit? Like
a little bit.
This is kind of weird.
A little bit.
But still, it was also kind of cool because they were all so happy to be there together.
Yeah, it was a really fun show. I went in with zero expectations, and I don't know about you, but I had a great time.
I also didn't think the singer would be so...
chatty?
Yeah, involved with the crowd. Like, I would picture the Xymox guy wouldn't say a word.
Right.
Through the whole... He had full-on banter.
Yeah.
in between
and he looked great.
every song.
He looked exactly the same.
Yeah, he had that. He's got that thing. I don't know what it. How old do you think he is?
God, he's got to be like 50.
I was thinking like 55. He looks easily 35.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he dyes his hair.
Well, they all dye their hair.
But yeah, he looked great. He played great. They sounded great.
The sound in Curtain Club was amazing.
Yeah.
When we were talking before that we don't understand why people don't play there anymore. We don't remember the day that stopped. We got to bring that up again.
Yeah.
It sounds better than any club down there by far. It's like a mini real show.
Right.
It's like a showcase show.
Yeah.
Like if you were going to bring record company people in to watch you play, that's the spot.
Yeah, so maybe later in the show, let's circle back to this and let's talk about Curtain Club.
Okay.
And let's also talk about the crazy time warp that we were in for dinner.
Oh yeah, that was...
Because we were in a building that has so much history and so many ghosts for both of us, and it was so bizarre to be in the environment that we found ourselves in. So we'll talk about that later, but let's go ahead and get into some tunes, because we do tend to ramble at the beginning.
Yeah, we did have to I mean, we made a big deal about Xymox.
Yeah. But so. I mean, I guess some people tune in for the music, some people tune in to hear us ramble. Let's try and strike a happy medium. And let's go ahead and get into the first tune.
I know, eventually we can work it out to where if people don't want to hear us talk at all,
they can just skip ahead.
They can just hit a button to just do the tunes, and then we're done with.
So
okay.
So the first song that I'm going to play for you is, and I had a really hard time this month.
Is this the one you want me to guess?
No.
Oh, okay.
This is not the one I want you to guess. I had a really difficult time this month, not because it was a particularly heavy period or anything, but
that's disgusting.
But I suddenly found myself enjoying so much new music that it was hard for me to narrow down.
I love that. I love that, Dave, where you actually, there's new stuff.
Yeah, and I mean, first and foremost, I don't know, we'll have to play it later offline, but have you heard the new Johnny Marr single?
No, and I was thinking that's what you were going to bring, but is that too on the nose for us? Like, of course we're going to play the new Johnny Marr thing.
Yeah, here's where my head is, because I like it, but I don't love it. And
the last record was great.
No, the last record was great, and this song is good, but I guess I want to maybe let another single or two come out and maybe play Johnny Marr next month or the month after.
I get that.
Yeah,
maybe that might need to be a promotion, because he's obviously going to tour.
Right.
And he comes through, so maybe we need to save that.
Yeah, so there's...
We need to have a full Smith's Johnny Marr Morrissey show.
Yeah. So there's plenty of stuff that I wanted to play, but then I thought, well, maybe I just need to wait and see if I want to play this or something else in a future episode. So I ended up deciding to go with this one first. The kind of the arc of my selections. This one is the it's challenging, but it also is kind of on point with stuff that we've been listening to on the podcast in recent months. Mm-hmm. The second one is one that I'm going to try and spring on you. It's a total curveball from most of the stuff that I usually bring, and I'm curious to see how you feel about it. And then the third one is a super duper gay guilty pleasure that's brand new. Brand spanking new.
Those are my favorite guilty pleasures.
So the first one, though, is a band called Preoccupations. Are you aware of Preoccupations?
Preoccupations. No, but it does sound like a Depeche Mode song, doesn't it?
Yes. They used to be known as Viet Cong.
Okay.
And they had to change their name because people thought that it was, I don't know, not politically correct. They were giving them a really hard time about it. And for a while, they fought against it. And then eventually they realized we're being consumed by the controversy over our name. We want people to just listen to our music. So let's go ahead and just change our name.
I totally get that.
Yeah. So now they're known as Preoccupations. They're from Canada. They're from Calgary, Alberta. And the single...
Is this an old band? Is Viet Cong an old band? Like, what is this from? What years are these?
It's brand new. This just came out.
Golly, these beers are strong.
They started in 2012. So they were known as Viet Cong from 2012 to 2015.
Yeah, to me, 2012 was last Tuesday.
Right. And so this is just their third album. Okay?
Okay.
So their first album was entitled Viet Cong, self-titled. Then they changed their name to Preoccupations, and in 2016 they released a self-titled album called Preoccupations.
Man, they really don't put too much effort into the album.
Well, and here's how much effort they put into the title of their new album. It's entitled New Material.
Perfect.
And
by far their best album title.
Yes. And the single that I wanted to play for you is entitled Espionage. And the first time I heard it, there's obvious Joy Division undertones, but also it reminded me a lot of Wire. And we've been talking a lot about Wire lately.
Cool. So they have a full-on post-punk.
Yes, they are
British thing.
Yes, they are worshiping at the altar of post-punk. So let's have a listen. Let's see what everybody thinks of Preoccupations.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I really like that, though.
It punishes you, but it's good.
Boy, would they have been the perfect band before Xymox?
Yes.
I mean, it's right up there with like, that Cabaret Voltaire, Until December, just insane, like, like these people are into a lot of leather and chains and like painful piercings. Are you feeling that a little?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think they really look like that. I think they are somewhat normal looking dudes, but they certainly channel that in their music.
It's cool. I like it.
The entire album, which again is entitled New Material, is really good. It's if you like the kind of stuff that we like and you don't mind being pushed a little bit.
What are they on?
They are on Jaguar.
All right, I don't know what that is.
It's a notable indie label.
Okay. Canadian?
No. Where is that from? Let's see. They're based in Jaguar is based in Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay. That's weird.
Let's see. Some notable artists on Jaguar in the past have been Bon Iver.
Okay.
Dinosaur Jr.
What? I thought Dinosaur Jr. was like on Sub Pop.
Well, I mean, I guess at some point they were on. Lady Hawk.
Oh.
And some other stuff.
That all makes sense.
A band called Supreme Dicks. So yes, Preoccupations, thumbs up.
Thumbs up. Totally. How do you come across that? Where'd you see that?
Well, I have.
You had their Viet Cong
I had
back
the
catalog?
yeah. I remember when the Viet Cong self-titled album came out, and I don't know if maybe I saw them at South by Southwest or something. I don't know. But
like, is it just how many? Is it like two dudes and keyboards?
No, it's
or like what's
it's
this look like?
Four dudes.
Okay,
4 dudes.
Band.
Yeah, and so one of the dudes used to be in a band called Women. And so that band broke up in 2010.
Uh-huh.
And then he started a band with some buddies of his.
Steve and Bill?
I guess a couple of dudes that used to be in Women with him, and then the guy that used to tour with Chad Van Gallen.
Yeah, all this is just friends of theirs.
Yeah. So I was aware of them when their first album came out, and then they did get a lot of press because of the controversy over their name. And so they've always
I really think they should have kept Viet Cong. It sounds like the music.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what they were going for.
But also, what's the bad press? Like, what were they? I don't get it.
Okay, well, so in 2015, they were supposed to play a gig at Oberlin College, but the show was canceled due to their quote-unquote offensive name.
Why is that name offensive?
Because it reminds people of the Vietnam War and the atrocities that occurred on both sides.
But isn't that what they were?
Yeah,
why they were named that
they were definitely going for a reaction when they named themselves Viet Cong, and then they got that reaction, but it overwhelmed them, and so they changed their name in September 2015.
They Espionage.
No, to Preoccupations. And so their quote was, "We're a band who wants to make music and play music to our fans. We're not here to cause pain or remind people of atrocities of the past."
Okay, I get it. Not really, though. But
so they caved, but you can't blame them. I mean, they just want to play shows and not have them canceled because
of Oberlin College.
Yeah, because some liberal arts undergrad at Oberlin started a Facebook protest group for their gig.
Oh, I got real specific. You painted a picture.
Yeah, I did. So yeah, I've been aware of them, and so when this new album came out, and the artwork is really kick-ass. Just it grabbed me. I listened to it, and I thought to myself, I'm gonna play this for Toby, and so I did.
I really liked it.
Good.
It reminds me of they are fans of a lot of the industrial weirdness that we all used to love.
Yeah.
Obviously, right?
I'll definitely play a couple of other selections for you.
I mean, it's
in the
even
After Dark.
kind of, the sound of it is dulled down with a t-shirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
Yeah.
it's not bright and shiny in any way. It's
No, yeah,
dull.
it's purposely muddy.
Yeah.
and
It's good. I like it.
It's like watching psychedelic gravy.
Wow. You need to handle their posters, their bumper stickers, the the Viet Cong bumper stickers.
Preoccupations, bro.
I don't love that,
Well,
but it's not up to me, is it?
no.
I don't have to
At
deal
least
with
it's one
Oberlin
word.
College. And I don't have any ground to stand on because of the band names that I've been involved with.
Yeah, like you talked about last month. Why didn't you think of Blur?
Wow, it's so funny that you said that's coming up later. Should I play that next?
Do you want to?
It would be a really good segue, like we planned it.
Sure. Yeah, let's reconnoiter on the fly. Why don't you segue into your next track that was not meant to be your next track?
Okay, I will. There's no story behind it, except for. Do you remember when Great Escape came out, the Blur album?
Yeah, what was that, 95?
I can't remember.
96?
You know when you go see a band play and then they play their between the opening band and the headlining band, they just play music.
Right.
And
95, September 11th, unfortunate, of 1995.
that makes sense. Because that's right around this time when we got that record at some radio station we were doing an interview with.
Deep Blue Something you're talking about.
Yes, we decided, we listened to it on the bus a ton, and we just played that between whatever the first band was, because a lot of times we couldn't bring our own opening band.
So it was just a local supporting act that you had no control over, and
Especially the way that they sounded, so we wanted to set the mood
Needed
for
a
what is
spacer.
about to happen. Which probably wasn't the best idea to play a Blur record right before because this record sounds awesome. But I love this record because I heard it 5 trillion times. But a lot of people haven't heard this song.
And so you would play it front to back or just side one?
Well, we used to set, have a in-between band CD that you would hand our sound guy or whatever, and they would just... And we changed it all the time, but when you got lazy, you would just go... When the new Blur record came out, we were just like, just play this. And so we played it the entire record.
All the way through.
Is that dumb?
No, it's great.
Yeah, we just wanted to set them... Like, now
It's-
there was
well,
this
it's
dumb
a,
local band. Now we need to set the mood for this is about to happen.
I mean, it's dang near an hour long. So that's
we didn't
why,
play the whole thing.
That's what I'm
It was
asking.
just a matter of how long the...
Okay, so you would just cut it off whenever you were ready.
Yeah, fade out, and then...
So it wasn't like it ended right after Entertain Me or whatever that song is
I don't
on
know.
side 2.
Which one's Universal? Is that the end of side 1?
No. Is that... Yeah, I guess that is the end of side 1.
All right, I need to change this record now.
It's a very...
So much work.
It's a very underrated Blur record.
I know, I loved it. But
Because-
I kind of liked all their records.
I know. I remember at the time that... So The Great Escape was kind of their third of their British Life trilogy. They had Modern Life is Rubbish, they had Park Life, and then they had The Great Escape. And each one was more over the top than the last, and The Great Escape was completely over the top. And a lot of people were just worn out by that time, and it was kind of a flop. And I remember...
You think this record was a flop?
I don't know. Maybe in the UK it wasn't, but in the US it was. And I remember seeing the Great Escape CD in the bargain bin every time I would go to the CD store. Mm-hmm. And then 2 years later, in 97 is when they came out with the self-titled record and Song 2 and kind of reinvented themselves.
Especially for America, Song 2 was the thing, right?
Yeah, so this was like their last statement about British pop culture before they went in a totally different direction and started to get into heroin and started to get into American music.
They got into heroin?
That's 13 is basically a heroin record.
You think so?
Yes.
How do you know that?
Damon Albarn's admitted it. That's when he was breaking up with the chick from Elastica, and he was totally strung out on heroin.
Is that why his teeth went all weird?
Yeah, dude.
They did though, didn't they? They went.
He was such a good-looking young man, and he is so.
I know. Look at this.
Snaggletooth now.
Look at this. You can tell heroin hasn't happened on the back of this record cover.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They look like a stock photo.
Look at that.
So handsome.
Anyway, you want to play it?
Yeah.
Really good.
What are you playing?
Oh, I thought Universal.
Oh, you are playing the Universal.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
And
This is one of those songs that always takes me back.
It sneaks up on you like, oh, this is pretty nice, and by the end of it,
it's so epic. By the end,
it's crazy. We'll discuss. Have you ever seen them live?
Yes.
All right, we'll discuss all that after the jam. Blur, Universal, starting now.
I'm gonna pee.
The future's been sold every night we're gone, and some karaoke songs. How we like to sing along, though the words are wrong. And really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really. Satellites in every home. Yes, the universal's here for everyone. Every paper that you read says tomorrow's your lucky day. Well, here's your lucky day. And really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really, really, really could happen. If the days they seem to fall through you, well, just let them go. Well, it really, really, really could happen. Yes, it really,
Yeah.
So from this record, what are your faves? Do you want to see the titles again?
I have it over here.
Okay.
I mean, Stereotypes. I mean, really, all the singles. Stereotypes, Country House, Mr. Robinson's Quango.
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite was Entertain Me, which is track 14 of 15.
Golly, remember when bands used to be able to do that? Blur used to put a lot of songs on records.
Yeah, and I'm reading. I guess when I said it was a flop, it was more of a commercial flop than a critical flop, because I think critics pretty universally liked it, but it just didn't sell as well as their previous records.
And what was about to, after song 2,
Yeah,
this record was completely forgotten about.
right. And gosh, okay, so what?
So, but
September
this was steered
September
to,
11th of 95.
like this would have been somehow still involved with the Oasis battles, right?
Yeah, I'm looking to see what Oasis had put out at this time. Yeah, okay, so The Great Escape comes out on September 11th of 95.
Uh-huh.
And then What's the Story? Morning Glory comes out on October 7th of 95.
Jesus.
And just kicks it to the curb.
Man.
So yeah, that was the height of the Blur Oasis tabloid battles.
Oh, yeah.
And Oasis definitely won.
Maybe this record.
Yeah, I'm not saying that Oasis is definitely better. I'm just saying that they won the tabloid and chart wars.
The Oasis Blur battle was a good battle because they both win in different areas. Did you feel that way?
Right.
And you can actually like both bands and it's okay.
Yeah, I've never been conflicted about liking both bands.
Yeah,
maybe
I
if
feel
you're
pretty good about
maybe
it.
if you were English, you had to pick a side.
Yeah.
But as an American who just is an Anglophile and just likes anything from England,
Yeah, it's not a deep burn.
no. Yeah, we're not held to the same rules.
But I think that's okay. If anyone would have made something up about a battle, those two bands, I think that was slightly. I don't think it was as big of a deal as people made it out to be.
I know. Well, and the ironic thing is now Damon and Noel are better friends than Noel and Liam.
Well, yeah, but that's just how that's gonna be, right?
Right.
Brothers and stuff.
But yeah, they've talked about recording stuff together, Damon and Noel.
Really?
And they've performed together, like at those, Cancer Trust benefit gigs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Heroin benefits.
Yeah. So yeah. Ancient history, bro.
Ancient history. I love that. I love the record. I love that song. I have no real reason that I was playing it. It's just that could have been a song that could have been looked over.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, I don't know how many people remember that. I remember the video vividly. I remember seeing the video on 120 Minutes.
It's like a white room.
Yeah, it was like a white room, and Damon was wearing like a white robe or a white suit.
Yeah, I think I remember them looking. Yeah, that was at their tops, right?
Yeah. I mean, they had a big budget for the videos back in those days.
Yeah. Good for them. Good record.
Yeah.
If you've only came across Blur from song 2 on, go back and listen to The Great Escape.
Start with Park Life.
Start with Park Life. I'll make 2 records right in a row.
Well, and
Greatness.
I might like Modern Life is Rubbish better than either
I think
of them.
I think that's my favorite one. Still
But that's kind of the most under the radar.
Yeah, during their almost charlatans days.
Yeah. Yeah, that was their reboot after Leisure.
Leisure. Boy,
So,
I
yes.
like that one too.
I know. Yes, if you only are aware of Blur, as Toby said, from song 2 on, do yourself a favor and go back. All 4 records before that are worth your time.
Do yourself a favor.
All right, I'm playing something next that is brand new again,
Okay.
but it also harkens back to the 90s.
Harken.
Yes, it's a personality, an individual, an artist who came to prominence in the 90s. He's still active, and we've never talked about this guy or his old band or really anything about this type of music, whether on the podcast or in privacy.
Older artist, new song.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I'm really curious to see if you have any history with this guy, with his previous band, or if it was just totally not on your radar, or if you just flat out hate it. I'm very curious to see.
So is this a solo record?
Yes.
Okay, so this isn't the band that he was in
No.
years ago.
No,
Okay.
but if you know the band that he was in, you will be able to figure it out. But maybe you'll listen to this and have no effing clue who the hell I just played.
Mm-hmm.
But this was in the 90s. There was a dark period.
What do you mean?
Well, basically, we just played the Blur record from 95.
Mm-hmm.
From like 95 to 2000, there was kind of a dark period where all of the bands that we loved from the 80s weren't really doing anything.
Right.
And Britpop kind of faded.
Mm-hmm.
And you had your Limp Bizkits of the world. There was just a lot of trash on the airwaves, and there wasn't a lot to hang your hat on.
Right.
As far as current music that you could really grab a hold of. And
Limp Bizkit was that late? Was it that late?
yeah, they were late 90s, right?
I have no idea. Boy, they're terrible.
So I wanted to check your temperature again on this because in the late 90s, this was the band that this guy used to be in was top 3 for me.
Okay.
I was obsessed with this band.
I'm already
obsessed with this guy.
I think I might know the band that you're talking about because you were really into this band.
Okay, so let's go ahead and play it and see if your hunch is on track. And I'm really curious to see what you have to say.
Okay.
So this is a song entitled Shiggy.
Throw me right back where
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't. But if I'm gonna make a guess, because this is around the time. Hold on, let me turn the bed music up so I feel more comfortable. This was around the time that you were really into the British Sea Power stuff.
British Sea Power is later. British Sea Power was around 2000 or so.
Okay, so when was this?
Well, I mean, this is brand new, but
no, I mean, when was this guy in the band that you were talking about?
Yeah, early, mid, and late 90s. Their lifespan was basically the 90s.
Okay, so it's not a Manic Street Preacher thing.
No.
Or
they're American.
American band.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea who that was.
That was Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks. And Stephen Malkmus was the lead singer of Pavement.
Yeah. I didn't know that you were super into Pavement.
I was I still am a huge Pavement fan. But I feel like amongst my friends, like I feel like me and Dingu have Pavement in common.
Dingu.
But a lot of my friends don't at least publicly acknowledge or like Pavement. And
why?
So I don't know. I feel like that I'm kind of a man on an island amongst my peers.
I don't know. I think that I've always thought Pavement was a cool band. Like, why would that be?
I don't know. I guess because they are so guitar-y and jammy.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. For some reason I felt like that it wasn't something that you ever listened to or would be into.
I definitely wouldn't have guessed that from his voice or anything.
Yeah,
but
so
that is a short number. That is. How long do you think that is?
Oh gosh, it's like maybe 3 tops.
Oh well, 3's not bad.
But yeah, the new album by Stephen Malkmus and the Jicks is entitled Sparkle Hard, and it comes out on May 18th. So next month.
Where was Pavement from?
Month.
Were they one of those Seattle or West Coast?
They are, well, Steve Malkmus is from Portland.
Okay. Portland, Oregon, not Maine.
Yeah, Portland, Oregon. I guess, yeah, they formed in Stockton, California.
Okay, so yeah, they're West Coast dudes.
Yeah, so, I mean, I was all about Pavement in the 90s. Pavement and Built to Spill were my touchstones in the late 90s. I was very bipolar. I was very into drum and bass and big beat. You know, I really liked like Fatboy Slim and I don't know, whatever random UK big beat stuff would come out. I was into that, and then I was into American indie guitar rock.
Well, yeah. Well, if people that love Pavement, they love Built to Spill.
Yes,
that's part of the.
They do go together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I am a huge Stephen Malkmus fan. I can't believe. I need to double check and see if I've got all of his solo stuff in my iTunes, but this album that's about to come out is the 7th solo record post Pavement.
Really?
Yeah.
How old do you think he is?
Man, let's see. It don't have his birthday on his wiki. Maybe he's very secretive about his private life.
He doesn't want people to know.
I mean, he's got to be somewhat.
When's your birthday?
Somewhat close to our age, right? Maybe a little bit older.
He's a bit older than us, surely.
But yeah, I love his guitar playing style, and of course, he's most well known for his obtuse lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
More so with Pavement than with his solo stuff, but I like what I've heard off the new record.
So this single just came out, or the whole record has just come out?
No, the record comes out May 18th, and this single just came out like last week.
Oh, okay. So you're just right on top of it.
We are so new.
Golly.
It's like
you're
cutting
Martha
edge.
Quinn.
So cutting edge. Yeah, and my gay guilty pleasure coming up a little bit later in the show. It's days old. It came out last Friday from when we're recording this.
If you were Martha Quinn,
yes,
would I be like Nina Blackwood or JJ Jackson?
Yeah, you're JJ Jackson with the Jerry curl.
Really? What was the
blonde guy?
Alan
Kennedy?
No.
Or no, later there was just Kennedy.
Yeah, I hated her.
She was terrible.
Alan something. What was the other guy's name? Goodman or
Mark Goodman.
Mark Goodman. Remember was he like the leader? Like the MTV leader? Are you looking up MTV hosts?
Yeah.
But I remember Martha Quinn always had, little behind the scenes stuff. She'd give you tidbits.
Good grief.
What was Alan's name?
I'm looking it up.
Alan always looked like he could have been in The Fix. Did you?
Yeah.
Do you feel that way?
Let's see. Martha Quinn. JJ Jackson.
Perfect.
Mark Goodman. Nina Blackwood.
Love her.
Alan Hunter.
Alan Hunter?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, but his face is obviously there.
Now he's back home in Birmingham, Alabama, where he produces commercials and hopes to produce movies. Now 44, he's divorced and shares custody of his 2 children.
He's only 44 now?
Well, as of whatever this thing is that I'm reading. Who knows when this was published, because there's only a month and date, not a year. Shut up! Holy Jesus.
Wait, what was that? What were you playing?
It was an ad. Ruining our podcast.
Well, we accidentally hit another really good segue for what I'm about to play next.
Really?
Because all of those people would have played if the B-52s had a video for this next song I'm going to play, which surely they did. But I'm not positive. You might want to look it up while we're playing it.
Okay.
And I played this during our hot DJ set the other night, but you probably weren't paying attention.
No. I was so wasted.
Do you remember
I was macking on chicks.
Do you remember the record Whammy?
No, because
what do you think about the B-52s?
To me they're a bit band. Their parlor trick is having beehive hairdos and a really over the top flamboyant gay dude that talks.
All that's true, but to me there's 2 different B-52s.
I only was aware of them when Cosmic Thing came out.
Okay,
I didn't know their early stuff.
The guitar player died, but in the early days,
AIDS?
He did.
Really?
I think he was one of the first. You can
He was
look that
patient
up.
zero?
Well, he wasn't the first guy with AIDS, but he was like the first time that all of us kind of heard of what is this AIDS thing and AIDS can kill you.
AIDS. Ricky Wilson?
He was the guitar player guy that wrote all these cool songs, but it was before, like, I never liked Rock Lobster or any the kind of like bit tunes like that. But this record has a lot of great tunes on it, but Legal Tender can go up against any keyboard jam that there is.
Ricky Wilson died on October 12th, 1985 at the age of 32 from complications related to AIDS.
Yeah.
Following...
See, so 82, that's...
No, 85.
Oh, okay.
Following... God, seriously, I think when I say words, they go through your brain.
Uh-huh.
But only, like, pieces actually stick in the cobwebs that are in your head. And you only hear like half the things I say.
Right, like what I'm saying?
Their 4th album, Bouncing Off the Satellites, was released right after he died.
When was Whammy recorded?
Let me look.
So when you said your brain a second ago, you meant my brain.
Yes, I meant your brain. Okay, so Whammy was their third album in 83.
Okay.
And then Bouncing Off the Satellites was in 86. Then Cosmic Thing with Tin Roof Rusted and all that garbage was 89.
So was this his last record?
No, he recorded on Bouncing Off the Satellites, but then it came out after he was pass away.
Okay. So the drummer, if I remember right, of the original B-52s became the guitar player to replace Ricky.
I'm going to have to take your word for it.
I'm pretty sure that that's what happened. When I show you the picture on the back of Whammy, you'll know that this guy turned into the guitar player. But anyway, I've always loved this tune. If you read the words while it's going by, it's very clever. Does Legal Tender mean any like the title of that?
No. This may be brand new to me.
I know that you've heard this.
In which case I'm excited, but I guess you're saying I shouldn't be excited.
I'm going to give you this.
You want me to read the lyrics while I'm listening?
Well, you don't have to. Do you want them?
Let's just play Rock Lobster.
No, Rock Lobster's not on this. Rock Lobster is like one of those tunes, you know, when they used to play, like if Rock Lobster in a club would start up, or that any of those Violent Femme songs. I hate those songs.
You just stand in the corner with your arms crossed?
No, I was probably out there. Anyway, read the lyrics. This is called Legal Tender by a band from Athens, Georgia, right?
Sure.
Called the B-52s.
You may have heard of them.
It goes just like this.
By the way, you were right. Keith Strickland, the drummer, did switch to guitar after Ricky Wilson passed away.
You'll recognize him. The one in the middle was the drummer, and then so for like, what's it, Tin Shack, Love Shack, you recognize him from the videos and stuff, right? Yeah.
Yeah. He's a good-looking man.
Yeah, and I think he, remember they got that really cool girl drummer later, I think. Do you remember that?
No idea.
Anyway, what do you think of that jam?
It's good. I mean, they're one of those bands that they have parts of their catalog that I am pleasantly surprised by, and other parts that are immediate punch-outs.
Right. I just really, for some reason in that tune, I love her voice.
Yeah, and
mainly when she says heavy equipment really loud.
And that's that, and I think last time I was down here, you played me a remix. And granted, it was a remix of something or other. I'm always surprised when I hear B-52's tunes that are more keyboard driven than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I
didn't know they really did that.
Yeah, I mean that's what they kind of. That's why they were so weird in.
I just associate them with like the surf rock lobster type thing.
Yeah, and I think that was a bad thing for them. I mean, well, it was a good thing for them because it was huge, but also it kind of turned them into a bit band a little bit. But then that one record, was it Cosmic that had Love Shack and tour? What was the Rome and all that? That was huge. But that was around the time where, like, I think at the same time that came out, that ZZ Top record, Velcro Fly and all that stuff.
Oh, Afterburner?
Yeah. It's like there was a bunch of massive records that you were like, oh, okay. But yeah. I always go back to that tune. I think it's mainly because of the words and the keyboard sound.
I mean, I would like to listen to that album front to back just to immerse myself in 1983 B-52s and see if I can.
I mean, if you heard that band in a small college town in Georgia,
right,
and they
it
were
would blow your mind,
and they looked that way, you would freak out.
Yeah,
and there was a reason why they got as big as they did. But yeah, it's sort of a guilty pleasure.
But it's crazy how they did go from such a niche band, and then Cosmic Thing was so huge on the radio.
Right.
Like they were a very, under the radar college radio band, and then they became a pop radio band.
Yeah, they were almost around that whole CBGB Talking Heads.
Right.
And then I think what was the song that she was the guest singer on with REM that was so big?
Oh, it was on Out of Time. Shiny Happy People?
Yeah, and that wasn't a great song either.
No, that was well after I had checked out on REM, but...
Yeah.
But yeah, that was... I mean, there was a time where bands got played on the radio and not just artists.
Wow, that was a really heavy statement.
Yeah, bro. I'm really making a stand. We changed the beer, by the way.
Did you taste it?
I did. And you know what? I remember seeing this at the fancy beer store I went to.
But you haven't had this.
No, I have not had it. I mean, you as a Houston apologist, you always are quick to grab the Karbach.
Well, we haven't had a Karbach on the show yet, right?
I want to say we have, but I don't remember. It doesn't matter.
I think I've been on purpose not doing it because you're right. Around here, around College Station area, Houston, anywhere, Karbach has the market.
Right.
Like if you're going to go someplace, some bar that thinks that they have these are the local
These are craft beers.
Craft whatever. Karbach has half of the taps.
Right.
Wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm.
But not really.
Did somebody buy them, by the way?
I don't know, and I'm not really sure where they're from. Are they Houston or Conroe or something?
I think.
No, it's just straight up Houston. It says it right here on the back. But this is their Tasty Waves Summer Ale.
Tasty Waves, bro.
Because I thought, and it does sort of look like it would be like a Geo Wolf album cover. Do you see
they
that?
they were acquired by Anheuser-Busch in November of 2016.
God, good for them.
Because I think Anheuser-Busch bought Revolver in North Texas. Revolver is from Granbury, I believe.
Do you like the Revolver?
I do. I mean, the Revolver that you always find is the Blood and Honey, and that's not necessarily my favorite. But
that
they're okay.
Seems to be
they're
in
okay.
a lot of places. Well, a few years back in Fort Worth, that would be in a cooler backstage. Is tons of Revolver on a hot day, and you're like, really? I don't know. It's okay. I don't love it.
I do like this. I mean, I'm always on the hunt for my summer beer.
It's refreshing, isn't it? It's like this on ice, and I know that's not you're not supposed to do that, but I feel like that this could be
ridiculous.
Good. This could be good on ice. I've been drinking a lot of ciders on ice.
Cider on ice is one thing. Beer on ice, no. You've been hanging around with, well, I'm not going to even say his name. He who shall not be named. You've
because
been
he's
hanging
named
out
every single episode.
I know. You've been hanging out with him too much. And he puts ice in his stupid light beers.
You're right. This is all true. But, you know, he did, this person hit me up the other night about our SeatGeek password.
Oh, yeah, you texted me.
That was him.
And did he buy something with our password? Are we going to get credit?
He wants to escape the heat in June and go see a Cubs game. So he used
Sweet.
He used SeatGeek
Nice.
and used the old waiver.
That's brilliant.
Did you notice that I have a problem with it every time, but I couldn't remember it when he asked me what the...
Oh, yeah, because you're mad that your name's not in it.
Yeah, but I also... We've done this 1,000 times, and I couldn't remember the old waiver. Jesus. It is
you know what?
cobwebs in my brain. What did you call it a second ago?
Yeah, cobwebs in your brain. I should mention...
That you said that.
I should mention...
That you said the truth.
I always forget to mention this, and I feel like now is as a good a time as any.
Okay.
If you're listening to this program and you happen to like it, I don't know why you would, but if you are still listening, if you haven't pressed stop and thrown your phone against the wall.
Why would they? You mean because of your voice?
Yeah, because they hate the way I sound so much.
You're a local celebrity, Dave.
But you're an international
you need to give yourself
celebrity.
credit. That's true.
It is true. But if you are a fan of this show, and the best way to keep track of this show is by subscribing to the Blowout Podcast Network on iTunes or on the Google Play Store, whatever. But
is it on that? Is that a thing?
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's in some Android thing. I don't know.
What's the Google Play Store?
I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass, but let me get to the point that I was trying to make.
Man, you're Internet Dave. You should know what all this is.
Don't fact check me while I'm riffing.
I can't help it.
But if you want to catch up on previous episodes, if you just want to bookmark a site where you can keep track of all of our episodes in a very easy, convenient place, go to oldwaver.com. I always forget to mention it, but oldwaver.com, it's my shuttered blog, but it's now repurposed as the home of High Tea with Old Waver. And so if you look at the top, there's a tab that says podcasts, and you can look at the entire history of our wonderful...
You can go back to the Christmas episode.
Yeah, you can go
Remember
back to
that?
You can go back to the Christmas episode. You can go back to the special Depeche Mode Front 242 episode.
Oh, that was when we were babies.
You can go back to the August episode, our first episode where we had no idea what we were doing.
The launch. I don't even know what we're going to... who's up next?
It's my turn.
Well, before you play it, you didn't give me a... You said you kind of like it. What do you think?
Oh, yeah.
The Tasty Waves Karbach.
The Tasty Waves, yeah.
I mean, we're saying Karbach like everyone should know what that is, but Dallas people have no idea. This isn't
Yes, they do.
Is Karbach in bars there?
Yes, Hopadillo, Love Street.
Love Street's the big one here. Like, I think that's their, like, flagship.
Yeah. The one that
say that?
Yeah, the one that they have in every bar is probably Love Street.
I feel like in stores that's the one that there's always Love Street, and they might have one other version.
Right.
But this is a seasonal, and it's not going to be around for a while. Tasty Waves, summer ale, and I usually
it has a hint of lime.
I hate beers with flavor.
But it's not like Bud Light lime.
No, it's not
like
that.
artificial lime flavor.
It just has a little sweetness to it, but I like it.
It's nice, easy drinking after our Freaky Deaky.
Boy, especially after the Freaky Deco. That beer was tough. How strong is this one? Probably not even close.
I don't know. Does it say on the can?
4.9, yeah, exactly half. So this is
this
is 5%.
Well, I mean,
and what
if
you brought was 10.
If you're out by the pool,
So
you don't
that's
need
why
a
it
you don't
sounds
need a
stupid.
10% beer. You want to try and spread it out for a while.
Are you gonna try to get real tan this summer? Should that be our bit to see how tan we can get?
I think I'm going to buy a membership and start spray tanning because I don't have the patience to lay out.
You wouldn't really spray tan though.
Sure, why not?
I'd love to see it. That'd be awesome, tan Dave. You've lost a lot. How much more weight have you lost?
I'm holding steady. I've lost, I guess, 20 pounds.
But it kind of flattened out a little bit
Yeah,
because of Easter was a thing.
I'm on a plateau, but at least I'm not gaining it back. And I think at some point, because I've started the workout thing, slowly but surely. So I feel like...
Where are you working out?
Did we talk about it last time? I got the Peloton.
Yeah, well, if I cut it out, I shouldn't have because I finally saw it when I stayed at your house for the Xymox thing.
Right.
That thing is really high-tech.
It's pretty badass.
It's awesome. So you do get on it every day.
Not every day.
It's weird that you have to put on the shoes. That's the only problem.
Yeah, you have to have the clip-in shoes so your feet don't slip off the pedals.
So you're like walking around the house with that kind of toes
like
up thing.
Clip clopping.
Click, click, click.
Yeah, so I've not gotten into the habit of doing it every day, but I have done it somewhat.
And you go with the coaches? You don't do the scenery routes?
Yeah, most of the time I do the classes. Because I like to...
Look at the chick doing the class?
That, and I also like to see myself on the leaderboard. Excuse me.
Oh, they have a little thing that you're competing against people?
Yeah, like if there's 1,000 people in the class, you can see, oh, hey, I'm number 200. And then you crank up your resistance, and I'm up to 185.
Have you broken 100?
Have I broken 100?
Yeah.
Like
top 100.
Oh, I don't know. I'm usually consistently in the top quarter.
I've heard that the instructor, if you tell him it's your birthday, will say something at the beginning of the ride.
Well, you're on your profile. You can put in your birth date if you want.
Did you do that?
No.
Dave, come on. Inspiration.
But yeah, if you want to, if you want people to give you shout outs, I guess you can say where you're from and say your birthday and all that stuff.
You're having a baby.
Put your picture on there. I haven't done any of that, but I do like to look at myself versus the rest of the people that are taking the class.
So that's you don't really go to a gym.
No. I've realized
it's much easier to just kind of roll over to your Peloton.
Yeah, I've realized that okay, so I can't remember if I mentioned it on the pod, but I had joined like a like a CrossFit gym.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I was wanting to be a CrossFit bro, but
What is a CrossFit? What's the difference of that gym in a gym?
well, it's kind of like if you've ever done like a boot camp class.
Oh yeah, you used to do that.
Yeah, a long time ago I used to do boot camp classes and I liked it.
It's too early.
Yeah, it's way too early for me now. But I did like the class setting. And
Why? Because it made you feel like if you missed, people would know that you weren't there.
yeah, there's accountability and it's just, it makes it go by faster instead of just you and weights or whatever.
Right.
And so I joined a CrossFit gym thinking that, I would enjoy the camaraderie, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I did like it, but at my advanced age, my joints just couldn't take it. What
were they making you do?
Well, mostly, they do a lot of step ups where you have a box and you're holding weights and you're stepping up on one side and off on the other, and you're doing squats or whatever.
I thought you meant that jump thing, where they jump like 9 stacks of...
Yeah, the jumps and everything. There's just a lot of explosive movements in CrossFit, and my joints and my body just did not agree.
You know what I don't think it's right? The rope thing.
What's the rope thing?
When they grab the ropes, like every time they showed like Drew Brees working out or something.
Oh, and then they're
like
ropes.
whipping ropes up and
Right.
down. It doesn't seem like that is good for you as far as body movement. Does that
Have you done a lot of research on this?
Yeah. I just go randomly and just pick up ropes and give it a shot, like real skinny ones and then like super giant ones like down by the docks at College Station.
Uh-huh. The College Station docks.
Have you ever been?
No, let's go tonight.
We'll go around the docks tonight. Real sparse down by the docks in College Station.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised. But did you, in your cross training, did you do the...
No, never did that.
You didn't do the pick up the weird ropes and the...
No. Yeah,
have you ever done that?
No, I've never done the weird ropes.
All right, I've done it
Let's do weird ropes tonight. Let's go down to the docks and do weird ropes.
We will.
I bet you I can do more weird ropes than you can.
Oh, Dave, you don't want to get into a battle like that. I mean, when I say I hate it, I still do it every night. They're really bad for you.
The ropes?
Yeah, I feel like that's not a good thing.
Like you're shredding your rotator cuff every time?
Shredding everything. It seems the whole movement of the let's pick up some ropes, but people love it in commercials, like Nike commercials. They love to show the chick that's has pretty good arms,
right,
picking up the ropes and doing the
or they do the thing where they flip the giant tractor tire.
You're not supposed to flip tires.
Lift with your legs.
Did you not do the tire thing in your cross training?
No, we didn't do that.
What did y'all do? Just hang out? What did you do?
No, there was a lot of barbells, like squats and deadlifts and.
What was the cross training?
Well, I don't know. I don't. There was some running and there's other stuff.
Like wall climbing?
Not in the class that I did.
Have you ever done that?
No.
It's really painful.
I bet.
It hurts your back a lot.
I bet.
And your fingers.
So delicate. But was it last time or the time before when my knee audibly cracked on mic?
Yeah, and I put reverb on it too.
Did you?
It went.
No, so I had that was because of the CrossFit, and I had to get a cortisone injection in my knee.
You're kidding me.
No. But now
you got a cortisone thing after the pop thing?
Yeah. No. Before.
Oh, okay.
Before.
Okay.
Yeah. I was on the road to recovery at that point.
Man.
But yes, I did get a cortisone shot in my right knee.
What's that needle look like? Is it?
I mean, it's a good 3-4 inches long. They just kind of get in under the kneecap and just shoot it up.
It seems like you've had this before.
No, that was the first time it had. I mean, I was fascinated watching. Like, it was weird.
So you don't have a needle problem.
No, I'm not like squeamish about needles.
I am not either. It's disturbing how I can watch the needle.
Yeah, when they're drawing blood or whatever, yeah, I'm looking straight at it.
It's why I'm really happy I was never at that heroin party. You know, when people are always like, "Well, yeah, he got on heroin." I'm like, I've been at every strange, weird party, and no one has ever brought out the heroin bag. Have you been at that party?
No, I've never been at that party.
I feel like that at some point we would have been at where that would have happened.
I mean, I think we were probably at plenty of parties where people put opium in the weed.
Well, that's fine, but the heroin dude never came to any. It
was probably the pre-heroin days. Like,
was there ever a pre-heroin day?
Could you really get heroin in the early 90s?
Of course you could get it in the 70s.
I don't know. In Denton?
Dude. Well, maybe not in Denton. Well, could you? You maybe could.
I don't know.
Either way.
Anyway.
If you have any, please send it. Or scarves.
Go to Old Waver. Go to oldwaver.com.
We've changed our scarf wall.
Yeah.
To what it should be.
It's beautiful.
I mean, because the other one fell on his name that should not be mentioned the last time we were recording.
Did it hurt him? I hope it hurt him.
Well, I just turned around and I was like, what is wrong with you? And it was just resting on him. The entire wall. It fell off the wall and landed right on his head. He didn't say
I hope
anything.
It was my fault.
No, it's because I hung it with... There's a little tiny nail over there to the right of you. And I had two of them in this giant wall, and it just sunk till it finally went. Yeah, so I have to hang this one for real. This one's the one that's normally in your room. The
guest quarters.
What do you call that? The fabric cushion thing.
Uh-huh.
Which is better. It's probably why it sounds so much better in here right now. Listen to our voices.
Yes.
When we talk directly in the microphone. Those first beers you brought were very, very strong.
I know. I really want to slam this beer because I want another one.
I know. Let's get one. Let's listen to your next jam, and then I'll get a beer while we're doing that.
Okay, so the next song that I'm going to play is, we usually save our guilty pleasures for the end.
I know. I think we both have pretty good party songs.
Yeah.
At the end.
Yeah, because you've accidentally played the beginning of this like 3 different times.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry life happened, Dave.
I want this to be seamless and perfect always. So the band that I'm going to play next is an English band that, so far as I know, only myself and our friend Craig likes. But they're a band called Friendly...
Can we even mention Craig?
I don't know that he listens to this. So
he, of course, doesn't listen. Definitely does not listen.
I mean, when he's on his COG business trips, he has plenty of time to listen if he would like to, but he doesn't support us.
Should we explain what that means? He deals with...
Well, okay, so amongst our group of friends, we never really talk about work, and none of us has too much of an idea what the others do, except for, obviously, Toby is a musician. We all know that Toby is a rock star.
How could you not know?
But the rest of us, we don't talk about what we do for a living, so it's a mystery. And our friend Craig is in a family business that, I guess, they sell industrial parts, stuff
it's like tools
for machinery and stuff for tools and whatever. And so he always jokes that he's in cogs and sprockets,
like the Jetsons,
right? And so anytime he's out of town, he's like, "Sorry guys, I'm cogging."
Yeah, he's cogging,
and he's always cogging.
And I would say 20% of the time he's telling the truth.
Yeah,
but most of the time he's at home on his couch, and he just doesn't want to come out.
And he's definitely not listening to our podcast. But he is the only other person on the face of this earth that I know that likes this next band. They're called Friendly Fires. They are from Herefordshire, England. And they just put out a brand new single and it's called Love Like Waves. I'm just drinking some tasty waves, listening to Love Like Waves with my toes in the sand. Isn't it perfect?
Man, I love that. How long have they been around?
Okay, so they came out in 2009, and they were on the short list for the Mercury Prize in 2009. Like that's like the album of the year in the UK.
Yeah, I remember the name, but I can't remember this is a new song?
Yeah, this just came out.
Yeah, I can't remember why I knew them in the first place.
Yeah, so they had an album, a self-titled album that came out in 2009. And it had
how do you feel about that?
What?
When bands do the
self-titled?
This is a band guy asking music lover.
I don't have a problem with self-titled.
It doesn't affect you in any way whatsoever.
No, I think it makes sense. It makes sense if it's your first record, or if maybe it's your third or fourth record and you're like, this is who we are.
What do you think about when it gets to a point where it's like Chicago?
No, that's stupid.
13.
That's stupid.
You don't like that?
No.
Where they just number the records and call it the same?
Yes, that's stupid.
Okay.
So, on that first record, there were a couple of singles that, I don't know, I doubt you heard, but there was a single called Jump in the Pool, another called Skeleton Boy. And then they...
so they're like a party band.
Yeah.
If they have a tune called Jump in the Pool, I already like it.
Yeah, and then they came out with their sophomore record in 2011.
Spot Pass.
It was called Pala. And I saw them somewhere. It may have been Lollapalooza or something. I've seen them live, and they're great fun live. But then they just kind of went away. And then this is their comeback single. I guess they have an EP coming out pretty soon.
A lot of people are doing the EPs because they feel like the listener cannot handle more than 4 or 5 songs at a time. What do you think about that?
I mean, I guess in the age of Spotify and Pandora and whatever, where people aren't necessarily buying full albums anyway.
Yeah. It's going back to a single.
Yeah, that if
format
you
like the 50s.
Yeah, that if you have a handful of songs that you want to put out together, that's fine, but it's better to space things out to maximize your exposure rather than putting 12 songs out at once and having them disappear in a week.
Yeah, because no one's going to listen to the whole record with their friends.
Right.
Like you used to, back when you were in your little bedroom with all your posters on your wall, Dave.
Right.
What did you have on your wall? Seriously, what did you have? Was Heather Locklear involved with anything on your wall?
No, my mom would not have let me have a cheesecake female poster on my wall.
That's true. Same thing with me. I can have Depeche Mode looking in all leather.
I can only
pretty
imagine.
Much half of my posters look like all gay dudes, but I couldn't have a chick poster in my room.
In a bikini, like
way.
Heather Thomas.
All of my
from
friends
the Fall
did
Guy.
though. You know what I mean?
Right.
Or like that Farrah Fawcett from, I mean, this would have been a little older for me, but I remember a lot of my brother's friends had that exact same picture that's in the Twilight bathroom.
Right, yeah.
Which I still look at it looks amazing. That Farrah Fawcett. That's it. Right?
That was from like 77 or 78. Something like that.
So good in that thing. So you didn't have chick posters up in your room. What did you have? You have a car? Did you have like a Lamborghini?
No, I didn't have it.
Did you have that Maxell poster with the dude in the chair with the wind blowing? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was that Maxell?
No, yeah. I didn't have the Maxell poster either.
Okay. Did you have a Knight Rider poster? What are you looking up online? Dave's bedroom was not on.
I'm looking.
The Gigabyte.
I'm looking up when that poster came out of Farrah Fawcett.
Okay. Why won't you tell me what was on the walls in your bedroom?
All it says is it was the best-selling pinup poster in history.
I can totally. It's awesome.
But it doesn't say when it came out. Hang on. Okay, in 1976, after Pro Arts Incorporated pitched the idea of a poster of Fawcett to her agent, a photo shoot was arranged. Blah blah blah. Fawcett styled her own hair and did her own makeup without the aid of a mirror.
Corpus Christi, I think.
Her blonde highlights were heightened by a squeeze of lemon juice. From 40 rolls of film, Fawcett herself selected 6 favorite pictures. Eventually, the choice was narrowed to the one that made her famous.
Well, that's a good one. She nailed it.
The resulting image of Fawcett in a one-piece red bathing suit is the best-selling poster in history.
Is it really?
That's what they say. And you can definitely see those pencil eraser nipples.
Wow. I didn't know we were going to get to that.
Look at it. See? Right there. Can you see the nipples?
No, I don't see. It looks great. But I can see why your mother wouldn't want that on your wall, Dave.
Yeah, no. My junior high bedroom was a very metal bedroom.
Oh, yeah. You were metal, Dave.
Yeah, I was metal.
Like, what'd you have? Like Dawkins?
Yeah, I had a Dawkins poster.
Did you really?
Yes.
Are they the yellow and black?
Yeah.
Dawkins.
I had it had the Dawkins logo, and then it had the 4 dudes with a bunch of smoke, and they were all wearing like pastel suits or something.
Really?
Yeah, let me look up Dawkins poster. I'm sure I can find it.
Did you have a Van Halen poster?
No.
Dawkins. Do you have a Rat poster?
No. I had a Dawkins poster.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't exactly this, but it was like that.
Oh, I didn't know that they used to kind of dress up like that. They're dressy.
Yeah. Yeah, they went through like kind of a...
Like a new romantic's Dawkins.
like a new romantic gay glam phase.
Yeah, that's okay. That phase was all right.
No, it was like I guess it was maybe like this. It was like the Under Lock and Key album cover.
Okay. I don't know a ton about Dawkins.
We should totally listen to some Dawkins tonight.
I'm
gonna school you on Dawkins.
I think we're okay.
No, I'm
Maybe
definitely gonna play you some Dawkins.
Dawkins.
No, the other things that I had on my wall besides Dawkins, I had a Megadeth poster.
Jeez, I didn't know you were so metal. I mean, I knew about the Rat thing, but we all liked Rat.
Right. Everybody liked Rat. But yes, no, I had a Dawkins, Megadeth, and then I had 3 Iron Maiden posters.
Holy crap, really?
I had 2 Minutes to Midnight.
Okay. A big giant Eddie poster?
Yeah, 2 Minutes to Midnight was the Eddie in front of the United Nations.
Okay.
Where the United Nations is in rubble.
You're looking at me like, of course I should know
You
this.
should know this.
Why? No, I don't.
The other one, I had Somewhere in Time.
Okay.
It was where he was like the he had the gun and he was in the future.
Okay.
Eddie was in the future. It was like the album cover of Somewhere in Time.
I don't remember. My brother would remember all this.
And then the third one I had was, how was it? Power Slave? I can't remember the third one that I had.
Okay. That's great. In junior high?
Yeah.
So this is like 1985.
No, it was like 86.
Yeah.
87.
Jeez. Man, mine was all those giant ones you'd get from the record store, and it was...
Duran Duran.
No, it was Catching Up with Depeche Mode.
The gayest poster ever.
Jeez. Yeah, and then there was the Echo and the Bunnymen, where it's just their shadows on that hill.
Right.
And he's kind of doing his arms out. And I want to say there was a Cure, where they had the fluorescent stuff on them for In Between Days or something like that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
No, just for...
It was around Kiss Me, Kiss Me, Kiss Me, right?
It was for the record before that. Head on the Door.
Oh,
The
okay.
Head on the Door one. But they had like the stuff on their face.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they always had stuff on their face. But anyway, that's what I had. And I'm sure... And now that I look back on it, like, why were my parents not worried about that?
Yeah, I'm sure that my mom, who, when she was probably in her early 20s, spent time in a convent, thought about being a nun.
Really?
Yes.
So that's why you know what their robes are called.
Right. I'm sure that even though she was probably relieved that I didn't have a poster of Farrah Fawcett, she was probably really, really concerned of my 3 Eddie posters.
Yeah, I mean, you had the devil itself on your wall.
Well, and the Megadeth poster was the Peace Sells But Who's Buying. You know, they basically had their own version of Eddie.
Yeah, see, once again, Dave, you're acting like I should know what any of this is. I don't. I missed the entire... I'm not going to say I missed the Iron Maiden thing, because I didn't. Because of Todd, I knew what all the Iron Maiden stuff. I don't know. I couldn't hum one single Dawkins song. I'm sure if you play it for me, I would know it, right?
Oh, maybe I had the Trooper. Yeah, I think I had the Trooper.
Oh, well, that makes sense. The Trooper was big. Did you like Motley Crue and stuff?
No, I wasn't really a fan of the Crew, bro.
Of the Crew. You liked the first record. Don't act like you didn't. Shout at the Devil and all that stuff? Of course.
Yeah, sure.
How did we get on this?
We were talking about Farrah Fawcett. I don't know. I have no idea how we end up talking about anything.
But people love what people had on their walls when they were kids.
I know.
So when was the day? And don't worry, I'm gonna.
You're gonna cut all this out?
Well, not all of it, but I'm gonna cut most of the. You know, because we're obviously just rambling. But now I'm curious. So what was the day?
There's the Trooper.
Oh yeah, I know that. I know the Trooper one for sure.
Let me see if I can find 2 minutes to midnight.
What was the day that you'd go? When's Dave's like? You know, I don't think I'm into metal. I think that I like new wave stuff. And you turn into when is the birth of old waver? Back then, new waver. Like what happened?
I went to high school.
Okay.
And I made a whole new set of friends in high school.
Because your high school friends weren't at your same junior high?
No, well, and also my...
I mean, you're talking to small town T here, so
yeah,
I don't really
also
know how
my high school friends were older than me, so...
Like Manny and Craig.
Yeah. So I ended up befriending people who were older than me and wiser than me that turned me on to different music.
And they're like, we're going to Monopolies.
Yeah, so I was into metal because I didn't know any better and because that's what I found and that's what my friends liked. And I mean, to this day, I will listen to the crap out of some Maiden or some Metallica.
Really? For some reason, the whole, like... I think the Iron Maiden thing, because they were older, like Def Leppard.
Right.
That I know all of that stuff. But, but Megadeth and Metallica, never, ever listened to one bit of that ever. I think that when I changed to all keyboard synth drum machine stuff was before that happened.
Okay, well, tonight we're going to listen to Dawkins.
No, we're not.
And we're going to listen to...
we can listen to
We're going to listen to Ride the Lightning.
No.
All the way through.
I'm against everything happening tonight, unless it's just Rat.
No, but I did end up just running with a different group of friends, and I do vividly remember at some point, because this was pre-CDs, so I had all these cassette tapes.
You had mixtapes. People were giving you tapes, like, hey.
Well, I had mixtapes, but I also had tapes that I went and bought at Sound Warehouse or Camelot or whatever.
Listen to this.
Ooh, yeah. I forgot about that.
That sounds like
so I had all of these tapes, in like big cases in my room, and I remember vividly taking them all to Half Price Books and getting rid of them because I was like, I'm done with metal.
So you had like your 24-hour party people moment that you were like, this is it.
Yes.
Okay, so there's no turning back.
Yes.
Did you do anything weird with your hair or your clothes?
No, I just grew my hair out. I really wasn't a good new wave kid.
What do you think the bridge was? Do you think it was like U2?
The bridge?
Because U2's a good bridge from rock and roll to...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of... I mean, it may have been full on just like The Cure. It might have been... My life definitely changed with New Order Technique.
Yeah.
That totally reframed the way I looked at music, because when I was a metal kid, I was always wanting to find the heaviest thing. I wanted.
I must not have ever been a full-fledged metal kid.
No.
I don't think I was.
No, I wanted things to sound real kick-ass and heavy. And then when I heard New Order Technique, that totally flipped the script, and all I wanted was to hear things that sounded like the future.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, there's the 2 Minutes to Midnight poster.
Man, you had that in your room?
Yeah, I had that in my room.
Golly.
And here's the Somewhere in Time poster.
I've never seen that. That's
You've never
weird.
seen that?
Is that a later, like a...
Yeah, Somewhere in Time was like, what, 91?
So when you went to your, and I think we've talked about this before, when you went to your new wave phase, what were the two heavier bands that you kept? If you were going to name two or three that you were
Are you kidding me?
that you're keeping from your heavy days.
Somewhere in Time came out in 86.
Yeah.
God damn. I thought it was like 90 or 89. I'm so stupid.
You're...
What was the question? Because it got caught in my cobwebs.
I thought they were my cobwebs.
I have them too, especially after 4 beers.
When you went from, because I'm always curious about this, and I think we've discussed this before. I know I've talked about this with Dingo.
Because if you thought I was metal, he was seriously metal.
For real. So when you went on to
talking about Danny Bayless,
when you went on to other music, and you went to new wave, I think he went more the kind of Americana, the Wilco thing. Yeah,
Uncle Tupelo and
that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He's probably Pavement, like you were saying before, all that kind of thing. So what were if you were going to name two bands that you kept from your metal days, what were they? Because I think we all kept the same bands. And one of them wasn't super metal at first, but then they became metal.
I don't know what you're going to say, but Iron Maiden for sure. And I mean, yes, Rat.
Mm-hmm. Everyone keeps Rat.
And pre-Hysteria Def Leppard. But I would probably say Metallica. Oh,
you kept Metallica?
Yeah.
See, I don't even include Def Leppard because they were such a pop band.
Yeah.
So
they crossed over and became way more than metal.
Yeah, they're pop. So I don't include. Everyone kept Def Leppard around because you couldn't help it. They were everywhere on everything. You always kept Rat, but to new wave kids, the Cult started off as a new wave band. Right?
Yeah, I don't consider them metal.
But they became metal.
Electric certainly was metal, but I still to this day don't consider them metal.
But even later on, when they got super heavy,
Sonic Temple,
we all still listen
Sonic
to
Temple,
that.
Still, I love that record.
But
I don't consider that
sells
heavy.
Sanctuary and all that. That was a new wave band.
Yeah.
But then later on, when they got heavy, we still stuck with them.
Yeah.
For some reason, Rat was a metal band always, and for
some reason,
Rat sticks with all new wave people, right?
There was something
or is
about
it just
them.
No,
I think there was something about them because they just had a sensibility where they were cool and
they didn't take themselves super seriously.
Right, they had Milton Berle in their video.
Yeah, because he was like the singer's uncle, right? Wasn't that right?
Stephen Piercy's uncle?
Yeah, wasn't he?
I'm about to Google that.
Like, that's why he was in the video, because I think he was related to it. But, and I'm pretty sure Martha Quinn told me that.
Okay. The video briefly features comedian Milton Berle, whose nephew Marshall Berle was Rat's band manager at the time.
Oh, the manager.
Yeah.
Okay, see, we always heard it was the singer.
It's better if you believed that Stephen Piercy was related to Milton Berle.
See, but back then, you can see how that would have, before you can look that up.
Right.
How we
yeah,
would have been
that
confused.
rumor would spread like wildfire.
Yeah, like the Rod Stewart stomach pump thing.
I don't know what you're talking about. What would be pumped out of his stomach?
I don't know, nachos. Do you want to hear my guilty pleasure?
Yes.
And it kind of goes with a theme that I've had for the last couple of episodes. If that makes any sense. Well, I'll see what you think afterwards. And see if you can find the theme.
Is it Dawkin? Is it Grim Reaper?
Dave.
Is it Halloween?
It will never ever be Dawkin.
Is it Crocus?
What was the religious Striper?
Yeah, Striper. Or Armored Saint.
Was the guitar player from Dawkin, was he an Austin guy?
George Lynch?
Isn't he like
so.
a Texas guy?
I don't know. You make me Google that now?
Don't look it up. I don't care at all.
You like how I just whipped out George Lynch real quick?
Jeez. What sucks is I knew that.
George Lynch is from Spokane,
Spokane, Austin?
Washington.
Oh, sorry. All right, I'm not going to set this next song up. This is what I want you to do.
By the way, the guitarist from Great White claims that George Lynch invented tapping before Eddie Van Halen.
People can invent stuff, and that's fine, because he fell asleep on the couch one night and touched the fretboard with his fingers, and that's fine. But Eddie Van Halen made it famous.
George Lynch.
I'm sure that there was tons of people that have touched the. You want to know who I think invented it? Les Paul. I'm pretty sure that he at some point reached up on his fretboard and tapped it when he invented the electric guitar. How about that? Great.
But did he ever solo and shred in front of 1,000 people?
Les Paul?
Yeah.
Did he ever tap on the fretboard in front of thousands of people?
Yeah.
I'm guessing he did.
No, he didn't.
Look it up.
You know what? You know what else about George Lynch? He auditioned to be Ozzy's guitarist and lost out to Randy Rhoads.
Yeah, because Randy Rhoads is way better.
No, he's not.
You're lying if you don't think Randy Rhoads is better.
They're equally as good. Play your song!
This next song has nothing to do with what we've been talking about. It sounds... I really wish that I was pulling up Lay It Down by Rat right now. Don't you wish that that's what I was doing?
That would be the greatest ever.
Yeah, it is not that. Let me turn down this other jam.
George Lynch is awesome.
Are you ready?
Yes, I can't wait.
Let's see if you know where this is from.
That was not Lay It Down.
What does that remind you of?
I can't even begin to guess, but it sounds so familiar. I was saying I know I've heard it very recently, but drawn a blank.
It's well, the theme I was talking about is, I love things on commercials.
Right, yeah. I know I've heard it on a commercial.
It's that the new iPhone X
Okay.
commercial, and there's a and this is the reason why I looked it up. So the guy is it looks like he's in a flea market.
Oh, and he's trying on...
And he'll like point at something.
He
and
tries
then
on like a suit and then a hat.
And then it'll be
whatever.
on him, and then the feather gets in his hat at the end.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, if this guy is singing this song, he's going to be the most famous artist at this point next year, for sure.
But it's not him?
No, he's obviously a model. He's too good looking. Right? But you know the commercial I'm talking about.
Yes, I totally know it.
So when you see that kid on there, don't you... but I think that I've seen him in model stuff. Like, have you ever seen that guy before?
Well, there's a poster of him right there.
I wish there was. But I really wanted him to be the
singer?
Because he looks so,
You wanted him to be Leon Bridges?
Yes, but he's not. He's the model. The band is called Vulfpeck.
How do you spell that?
VULF Peck.
Peck?
Yeah, look that up.
That's stupid.
Of course, it's some white dudes from Ann Arbor.
And what's the name of the tune?
Back Pocket.
Back Pocket?
Yeah, they were like in the music department at University of Michigan. And if you go on Vulfpeck stuff, most of the time they just have put out EPs like we were talking about before, because people can't handle more than an EP these days. But they even have their own compressor for like audio nerds and stuff, that if you can buy the Vulfpeck compressor to make it sound like Vulfpeck songs and stuff. But they play pretty big places. Like I think they're playing Red Rocks coming up. But they're like a funk band. And I'm not sure. I think that they bring on extra singers every now and then, but I think one of the dudes sings most of the stuff, but I don't know a ton about them. But it's part of the, I was going to do this entire show of all commercial songs that I love, but I'm going to keep saving them. What? Do you hate my commercial thing? It's the only way I get new music.
But you have so much old music.
I know, but I can't just keep playing old music. I mean, I guess I can. I was going to play Roxy Music. But here's the
Which album?
Here's the other thing that I'm thinking about doing from here on out. Tell me what you think.
Well, before you say that.
Okay.
I mean,
what did you think of this song?
I do like it, but I like it as
Guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure background music.
You're right. It's something that if it comes on in the background, you're like, this is so nice. But of course, I wanted it to be the. I thought we were about to come across the new Shiggy Otis.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like this is going to be the new Shiggy.
You wanted to discover someone.
And but I did discover Vulfpeck.
No, they're just
totally
nerds
weird.
from Ann Arbor.
They're totally nerds. But I'm into them. If they came around Houston, I'd go see them.
I don't think they're going to make it to Houston.
They probably won't. I understand that.
But no, we definitely need you. Yes, we need you to geek out about commercials, but we also need you to keep us grounded in what makes the music that we love great.
Well, that's why I didn't make it a full commercial, like all new stuff. I like to keep the guilty pleasure stuff, whether it's old or new, as the last tune. But I think that I might start doing from here on out, for at least the next 3 or 4, things that all have something to do with the other one.
Sure.
Like this band connects to this group, connects to this dude as a progression for this reason.
Okay. And if you ever if you ever want to do a totally themed episode and you want me to play along, just give me a heads up.
Well, there'll be bigger bands that we need to do that with. But then there'll be a few that there's only like 3 we need to play. But I already have it set up for the next one.
Okay.
Should I give you a tease?
Yeah.
Like, have you ever heard of and say what I'm about to say?
Yes, if you are highly anticipating the May episode of Htwow, you will hear Toby talk about...
Have you ever heard of the British Electric Foundation?
Yes.
But you can't think of it right now.
But I can't tell you anything about it.
The next episode, the theme for my part will be on that.
Was that in Synth Britannica?
I don't even want to go into it.
Saving it.
Just saying. It's so great that the piano faded out.
I know.
It
was a very important moment.
Are you ready? Do you want me to crank up some Sundays?
Yeah, we need to get out of here because God knows...
This could last forever. We are already... Oh my God.
God knows we have gotten really, really tanked and rambled for a really long time.
I don't really know when this is going to start up. Should I just...
Just punch in. Just go for it.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Lazy and out, places I go make me feel so tired. And I can see how people look down. I'm on the outside. Here's where the story ends.
This is better than anything we played on this episode.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, here's where the story ends. It's that little souvenir of a terrible year which makes my eyes feel sore. And whoever would have thought the looks that you brought were all I love you for. I've the devil in me sad, go down to the shed. I know where I belong. But the only thing I ever really wanted to say was wrong, was wrong, was wrong. It's that little souvenir of a California which makes me smile inside. So I cynically say, what did you say? Surprise, 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 surprise.
Thank you so much for listening to episode 10, April 2018 of Htwow.
Here's
We love you so
where the
much,
story ends.
but we love the Sundays more. Be well, everybody.
Here's where the story ends.
Oi!
Wow, we ended that well. It's usually a disaster. Les Paul. I'm pretty sure that he at some point reached up on his fretboard and tapped it when he invented the electric guitar. How about that? Great.
But
right?
did he ever solo and shred in front of 1,000 people?
Les Paul?
Yeah,
Did he ever tap on the fretboard in front of thousands of people?
yeah.
I'm guessing he did.
No, he didn't.
Look it up.
You know what? You know what else about George Lynch?